So then, months passed by, and it was in the middle of the summer, and I was talking to all these girls like I always was. I kind of had a little bit of a player aspect of me at the time, and was always talking to all these girls. And it was always because I just wanted attention from somebody, but it was never like the type of attention that I actually wanted, and actual attention that was real. And so I was always in and out of these like tiny little relationships with all these just totally random girls that, I don't know, just didn't end up working out. Right, so I ended up talking, I was talking to this girl at the time, and it was around towards the end of winter time. And that's when, in the painting season, it starts to snow here in Colorado, and it kind of gets a little slow. And that's when I started all of a sudden working with my ex-boss's niece a lot, right? And it was always just me and her, doing cabinets or spraying cabinets in my boss's garage. At the time, it was real ghetto at the time, but it's okay. And I started to get to know the type of person she was, and a lot about her personal life that I don't think she just like randomly shared with like any other one of our coworkers. She just didn't seem that way. She was very her personality to me was very very like tiger like, you know what I mean? Like very, very fierce, very very fearless, and very independent, and just like she had it all going on. But that once you got to know her as a person, that she was really probably the most loving person that I've ever met in my life, when you got to know the inside of her. But that's how, I was attracted to that, and I was attracted to her, like, her kind of domineering personality, and that was hot to me. So anyways, we started working together a lot, and got to know her, and she got to know me, and it was always fun. And then the new year came around, and I made a trip to California in February of 2016, right before Valentine's Day. And I went out there to see this girl for a week and my family. And it was cool. And I went to Disneyland, blah, 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 did the normal California thing, when I go. And I had bought this pen, this Donald Duck pen, because Donald Duck is one of my favorite Disney characters, right? And came back home, and when I came back home, I was working with Dee that day. And for some reason, I was like super excited to see her. And again, I don't know why, because at that moment I wasn't like trying to date her or anything like that. It was never like that, I was super excited to see her, and we were working at this house. I don't even know what city it was, but it was just me, her, and then my good friend Anthony was there, and super excited to see her. And she comes in, and she's wearing this like baby blue sweatshirt, right? And I was like, that's a pretty awesome sweatshirt. She comes in with her iPad, and yeah, so immediately started talking about my trip, and then I told her that I had bought her something, right? And I had specifically bought that pen just for her. But it was just like, oh, I'm just gonna give it to you because, I don't know. um, but she liked it, whatever, and took it home. And so after that, we continued to work together, you know, more and more. And then kind of just, I don't know, just kind of all started to build up kind of like in the beginning of March 2016. And we started working together a lot. And then we would, um, we made breakfast at her aunt's house one time in the morning. And then we were all into, we were in a phase where we were into like chai teas a lot. So, we'd take turns buying each other chai teas in the morning. And it was weird because it was just like, oh, we're still just like working together, but it's like we I think without even telling each other, I think we both knew that we were attracted to each other, but didn't want to say anything to each other because it was too like nerve wracking.